call the meeting of the Carbon County Board of Commissioners to order. Please rise for a moment of silence, prayer, and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Father, today we pray for those whose health is compromised, that you will heal them. For those who have been in the path of devastation from the recent earthquake, we remember those that have lost their lives suddenly, and we hold in our hearts the families forever changed by grief and loss. Rest in God as the day unfolds. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
These proceedings are being recorded for the sole purpose of preparing accurate written minutes. Recordings are overwritten following approval of the minutes, eliminating all unofficial records of these proceedings. The first item is the approval of the minutes of the previous meeting held February 2nd, 2023.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes. This time I'd like to call on guests. With us today we have Terry Mauer from the Animal Shelter Advisory Board. She's Vice Chair. And so would you come up here, Terry, please?
Sure.
If you looked at the agenda, we do have a vacancy that we'll approve this afternoon or this morning on the accepting a resignation. So we attended the meeting the other night and wanted Terry to come in and talk a little bit about the Animal Shelter Advisory Board and really what they do.
Okay.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, everyone. I am the acting chairperson for the Carbon County Animal Shelter Advisory Committee. This commission is dedicated to the process of advising the county in ways that improve the processes of the animal shelter. We want to help both humans and canines be the best that they can be going forward. We have been working on and successfully implementing the following changes with the approval from the county commissioners. And we all want to thank the commissioners for their support. And we also want to thank Tom Connors for his willingness to move forward with the changes. During the past year, the Advisory Commission has been in service for a year now. And during that year, we have made the recommendations with approval from the Commission on the following updates. We were able to accomplish technology updates, improving the telephone system, messaging system, communication system in general. And we created together documents to facilitate better adoption processes and animal intake as well, assuring transparency, positive audit findings, and improved record keeping and reporting. As far as exterior facility upgrades, there were improvements made to the exterior pens. Interior, there was all kinds of upgrades to better accommodate potential adopters and thus reducing liability to potential adopters. We are, as a commission, are very proud of Tom and the animals that are being rescued. He does a fantastic job with going out in the field and rescuing dogs that would otherwise potentially be a liability to the citizens. We are very proud and thankful to the public for helping to facilitate that. We are also thankful to all the donors in the community. They are spectacular at helping the shelter function with monetary donations and food and cleaning supplies. So we're very appreciative that we have that support. I also want to bring to light that there are several ways to help the shelter. And one of those ways, of course, is direct donations monetarily, cleaning supplies, and food. But I also want to bring to light there is a fund that helps difficult dogs that have very difficult health problems. And that money is being held at the Lehighton Animal Hospital under the direction and use of Dr. Dawn. So that fund was started by Tom very, very many years ago because he realized the need for extra help for some of these animals so that they can be placed in loving homes. Otherwise, their fate would be unknown. I want you to know that the commission is not static. We are working tirelessly to improve everything in regard to the shelter, and we are moving in a positive forward motion. We are collectively passionate about the shelter, and at the end of the day, it is about safety, it's about animal welfare, and the ability to move forward without liability. And we'd like you all to stay tuned to watch us progress in the future. And we do welcome people at our meeting the first Tuesday of every month at the 44 Susquehanna address. And you can also watch us on Facebook Live.
Further comments by the
Well,
board?
I want to chime in a little bit like on the donations. We just got $2,000 this week from Trinity Evangelical Lutheran Church in Lansford. And we always do have ongoing, donations. But I think one of the things, we always try to recognize our employees. And two of our employees, if everybody read the article, what was going on, that dog that was running around for 12 days. Two of our workers out at the park, Missy and Jack, helped to corral the dog. So I just want to commend our workers that they participated in that. I think it's a great story to get out what the animal shelter is doing and what the community is looking for. So thank you very much for what you guys do too.
You're welcome, and thank you for your support, all of you.
Terry, I gotta say, you guys have done a great job. You guys have taken from the foundation, I'm talking the operational and risk assessment review that was done with the collaboration of P-Corps and Lehigh Valley Humane Society, and really helped us address the issues, the shortcomings that were identified, and really strengthened the animal shelter. Matter of fact, this past year, we have not had one safety incident or injury reported, which was a big turnaround from previous years. And you mentioned liability. And thank you for stepping up in the interim to kind of be an interim chair until we go ahead and bring in a new member and hold again our reorganizational meeting. I know that we're committed to finding a fifth member. I suspect we're going to review some of the previous applications to see if there's still interest, because we had highly qualified individuals on the initial tranche. But I think we should also, again, continue to reach out to the community, to those who didn't initially have an interest, but now, let's jump on a boat that's sailing really well and may want to contribute also. So thank you, Terry.
You're welcome.
And I'd like to add about Tom Connors as well. There's one person that is on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365. He gets called, he goes out. He very, very often works 6-7 days a week, and then some, evenings, he'll leave work, get called out to assist police departments or with other animal issues, dog issues in particular. But, thank the board for all their time and effort that they are putting into this as well. I don't know if you have enough time to stay, Terry, for a couple minutes,
I do.
or a half hour.
Sure.
If not, I'd take a break for news media, but we'll call you in about a half hour maybe,
Okay.
and with the news media an opportunity to ask you questions, okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you for
Thank you.
allowing me to
Thank
speak.
Thank you. Are there any other guests concerning county business at this time? Hearing none, move on.
Next item is the State of Municipality update. Palmerton Borough, the Borough Manager, Donna McGarry.
Yeah,
Hot seat. You should be used to that.
yeah,
How many
Yeah.
days left?
16.
Go to one.
yeah.
Counting, right? Yes, my name is Donna McGarry. I'm the Borough Manager in Palmerton Borough. And I first want to take an opportunity to thank the commissioners for wanting to meet with the municipalities and hear what we have to say, what's going on, and to share with the municipalities, you know, your views on how the counties and the municipalities can work together. I've been with the borough for a good part of 35 years plus, and I have to say we have a wonderful municipality. The town has so many things going for it, and a lot of that comes from we've had good leadership. Our borough councils, as long as I've been with the borough, we've had people that work together very well. The town is also blessed with a lot of volunteers and a lot of organizations that do things for the town. We have our concourse club with the concerts. We have a organization that does a fireman's carnival in the spring. Of course, the festival. If nobody's been there, you should really stop there in September. Last year we even had some donations towards some of our facilities. We had the St. Luke's donate money and Country Harvest, a local business, donate money to improve one of our baseball fields. We had a lawn service, a local lawn service, Litford Lawn Service, donate time and materials to create a dog park, which has been very well received. And from that, a new organization has formed, a group of people that want to make improvements. Right now it's grass and a fence, and it's a great place. It's separated for large and small dogs. But now an organization is formed to provide for additional improvements to that. And that is a lot of what Palmerton is about. And we can't thank those people enough. And I hope I don't miss anybody. I'm sorry. I know we had the Baylor Foundation helped with the improvements to our bandstand, our holiday lighting committee. I believe we have the nicest lights in Carbon County, and but yes, we are very thankful to all of them. We also did use some grants from the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau last year for improvements to a basketball court and our entrance into town. Operationally, our water and sewer departments, very well run. We have dedicated employees. They keep up with their educations. We are currently doing some capital projects, and I have to credit my predecessor for setting aside capital funds every year throughout the year so that we can make these improvements without rate increases to the residents. We're going to be doing some major repairs to some sewer lines. We did televising a few years ago and found some breaks. Those we're going to take care of this year, and then there will be some additional. This year we're taking care of the more serious issues there. Our fire department, I have to say that 2 years ago we had 30 members and now we have 40. We have good leadership there, and that we don't want to stop at 40, but we believe that comes from the leadership within our fire department. We've applied for some funds for grants. There are some needs on their end. They're looking at their air pack system needs to be updated. We have applied for money for the preemptive signaling at the traffic signals. We currently don't have that. We are expecting a new fire vehicle this year, so that's exciting, and we are setting aside money again to save up for when the time comes again when a vehicle needs to be replaced. Our police department, we have a progressive chief. He did a lot of sending our patrolmen for different types of education that add to the expertise of the police department. We did a lot of that last year. They did upgrades to their electronics So again, you know, I commend our department heads, our leaders in doing all those things. Future-wise, we are currently involved in a trailway feasibility study through the Conservancy, and that is to determine the possibility of a trail that would run from Kunkletown to Palmerton. We met recently, and the Conservancy has done some site visits. There are challenges along that route, but that involves, you know, Monroe County Township, Lower Temensing Township, and the borough. So we'll see how that develops. The North Face project, which is the development of what was formerly the West Plant site. Coming through today, it changes daily, and we know that what they're doing there is a good thing, because we know that eventually we would like to have development there. They are working with PennDOT now to have access points, because it's important that whatever development does go in there, we would prefer that the traffic not go down Mock Chunk Road. So they're working, and we are also involved in that, working with PennDOT on what the best answer is for that. Looking in the future also, I think that the borough will need to address the positive development at the Blue Mountain Ski Area, and how that is going to affect our lower Carbon County region. We are going to possibly have additional traffic. Airbnbs, VRBO aren't currently, you know, those short-term rentals aren't currently allowed with our zoning, but that may be something that we will have to look at to see if they're, you know, what the need is going to be along that end. Our swimming pool, I'm meeting with one of the directors of the board. The borough doesn't own the pool, we own the property, but we lease it, and that's one of the most beautiful pools this side of the Mississippi, I think. But they are having issues as well, and we are going to work towards a study. The borough is, you know, likely to have to apply for grant funds there too, to try to get some assistance there. But that's pretty much.
I have a question.
Yes.
What do you think is the biggest asset that Palmerton has that makes Palmerton so nice?
Well, you can't deny our park. You know, you come into the park, and the events that we have there, and that again goes a lot to the people in the town that give of their time. So I would say that our park is a nice attraction.
That's what I wanted to hear from you, is that I just see so much more community participation, be it the chamber, the committee that did the Veterans Memorial is certainly the most beautiful in the county. I hate to say it in front of the other municipalities, but it is. If you haven't been there, I suggest you go. And they did a fantastic job in that. You just have so many organizations, the people that run the pool, and the chamber, and so many others that really step forward and have community involvement. So I think that's extremely important in the success of any municipality.
I agree.
You know, first and foremost, thank you for hosting our Area Agency on Aging office, you know, at a fair value, right? No doubt, that's great. You have been great to work with. You know, I know you have worked hard with us to ensure we have voting locations. And you know, today, maybe you don't know that we are making the change from the borough garage to the Sokol Hall.
I think that's a good move.
Yeah,
I believe that's good for the voters, for our public works department, because we had it at the fire department for a little bit,
Right.
and we ran into those challenges. But
Yeah.
I think that'll be a nice location.
Yeah.
Even with the loss of revenue.
Yeah,
Big bucks, I don't think you miss a couple of dollars.
Yeah, yeah. You know, we stood by Palmerton working with, in regards to the North Face development. I want to congratulate you all, because I think it's been a year and a half since we've heard anything about CAD issues in Palmerton. You guys have resolved that issue, and it really turned around because of the collaboration that you all had.
Again, and that goes to speak for that organization, the Palmerton CAD Project,
Yeah.
and what they do for the town.
Yep, and good luck to you as you move on, of course.
Thank you.
good luck with the trail. I hope it doesn't take as long as the DNL trail here. But, you know, and maybe in the future, the county will be able to help you out there a little bit somehow. And I know the Conservancy, working with them and the open space and everything has been a valuable asset to the county.
And how could I say this without offending any other municipalities, but I think Palmer, like you said, that your park is your big asset there. And I think it is in a lot of towns, but I think what Palmer has done over everybody else is gotten rid of blight. I don't see a lot of homes that are, you know, that would hinder businesses from coming in. And I think he's cleaned the town up pretty well. And in fact, I just think I heard you just open a new steakhouse or something in town. That, and probably 95% of my salary goes to food. So I will probably be visiting that place with him. But I mean, and I think that's the key. And I'm always like up for zoning and, you know, and having the rules set. And I think these are pretty much on having the rules set on what comes to your town. And I think hopefully everybody would use you as a template, you know, Palmer as a template throughout the whole entire county.
Well, thank you, that's nice to say. It is a nice asset as well that you drive down Delaware Avenue and very few vacant stores. And you know, regarding the blight, I had attended the meeting last Wednesday night. I understand the issues and some of the blight issues that some of the maybe the other Carbon County towns are experiencing. It was very educational at that meeting to hear why they're having trouble with these properties and
you
trying to find the property owners and those challenges. So
And when they
we've
find the
been
property,
fortunate.
when they find the property owner, they sold it to somebody else. You know, and it's like, it's just an ongoing thing, and how do you catch it? I mean, that's the bad thing, and I'm not picking on any municipality, but some of the areas that it is like that, it's an ongoing problem for them. I mean, like I said, by the time they find the first person, it could have been transferred twice already. You don't know. I mean, it's just.
We'll be talking about that more in about 2 weeks.
Right,
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so
Well,
much.
thank you
Can you
again.
stay? Do you have to leave?
I don't have to leave. Do you?
But if you want to leave, I'll open it up to the media if they have any questions. Nothing? You good? Good, Ryan?
Okay, then I think I'll
You did a good job.
get back down. Thank you again.
All right,
Sure.
bye-bye.
They know where to get a hold of you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay,
Okay, the next item is the report of executive sessions held.
there was one executive session held at 9 a.m. Tuesday, February 7th, 2023, for personnel reasons.
Department reports, the budget transfers for 2022 and 2023.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Supplemental appropriations.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Expenditures, approval of check numbers 234207 through 234328 for expenditures to the general fund clearing account totaling $558,763.61.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The treasurer's report.
Move to accept.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes. Okay, at this time, we'll recess the commissioners' meeting, and I'll now call reconvene the salary board meeting from last week.
The first item? Yes?
Guests concerning salary business at this time? Any guests? Hearing none, we'll move on.
Report of executive sessions held.
There was one executive session held at February 7th, 2023, 11:45 a.m.
The next item, the Prothonotary. We've looked at, Mrs. Semmel is not present. It says change the rate of one clerk, PFAD coordinator, from $14.33 per hour, grade 3, step A, to $13.99 per hour, grade 2, step B, per hour, retroactive to January 1, 2023.
Well, since it's not a 1620 issue, really it's an administrative issue for bookkeeping, administrative realm. I'll go ahead and move to change the rate.
Is there a second? Hearing none, motion dies for lack of a second. Next item, elections. Change the rate of one director from $24.84 per hour, grade S9, step C, to $26.09 per hour, grade S9, step E, effective February 9th, 2023.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Next item, would the board entertain a motion to amend the agenda that was publicly advertised to specifically address 2 items from the court?
I'll make that motion.
Point of order. Regardless,
Second first, before we open it up to discussion.
it's a point of order. It's not a discussion item, solicitor.
Okay.
Yeah, you can second and go ahead. I mean, yeah, so point of order, regardless of the fact that I support the establishment of the position, any inclusion of the motions that were just presented to us this morning would be in violation of the Sunshine Act, which specifically states, a public agency may take official action on a matter of agency business that is not listed on the meeting agenda if the matter arises or is brought to the attention of the public agency within 24-hour period prior to the meeting, and the matter is de minimis in nature. The motions that are to be put forth would result in an eventual commitment of over $70,000. I don't see that as de minimis in nature, so I'd call on the solicitor for an opinion if this would be in violation of the Sunshine Act.
Under the circumstances, I would tend to agree that there are 2, under the recent amendments to the Sunshine Act, there are 2 circumstances where the agenda can be amended to provide for new items. One, as Commissioner Lukasevich said, where it's de minimis in nature, and 2, where it's an actual imminent emergency. So I don't know if this is something that could be tabled for a future meeting.
Would the courts be agreeable to delay the vote till next week?
Well, I don't see that we have much choice, Commissioner.
Well, Judge, just so you know, we received the final duty description, job classification at 2:51 yesterday afternoon. I don't think it would be fair to impose upon us in a non-emergency situation an appropriate level of due diligence and review of that, because there had been quite a few changes that took place. Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
The courts were asked to be present to make the motions today.
Yeah.
So it's somewhat of a surprise to me. But that's the opinion of the solicitor, and that's what the commissioners are going to do. Then we will make ourselves available when it's appropriate for you to consider.
And I will still make my comments on this because I don't know if this is an emergency, but I think this is something that has been put off for a long time. I think the courts have sent it over, and I was the one that made the big deal out of that it should be a separate job versus, and I've been following it, and I think what I got yesterday was minor changes to it from the week before, and I mean, I'm okay with it. But my point of it is, this is, my position on this, even going on to the salary. I think the salary was done correct. I think, and correct me, Kelly, if I'm misspeaking, but I think the job descriptions were given to HR and with you participating and working on the job description. And I think if everybody looks at it here, my point of this is, I think we should have a lesson in this, that everybody looks at the salaries, that it was something evil. And if you look at this salary, we were wrong about it, and that's why I said it's very important to me. I think people should be paid properly, and we're gonna work things out over the year. And if everybody looks at it, this position, we were debating over the 1921, if it was, you know, if it was feasible, or not over the 1921, but the 1899. We had discussion that, was it too much, wasn't it enough? So you might look at this that it's only 22 cents, but we shortchanged this position by 22 cents. And I think going through the procedure, this is the way that it should be done. I don't think anybody should be able to just walk in here and just say, I want 50 cents or 25 cents. And I just want to go on, and I think it goes back to this, I think the big question is how it's going to be funded. This is a position I feel it's needed. I think I was over to the drug court yesterday, and when I walked outside, I was talking to an individual out there, and I have my own story, and there's a lot of stories that I've seen. And when I was talking to the guy, he said to me, boy, I wish I had this program when my son was alive. So, you know, there's no doubt that this is needed. I feel it is an emergency. Every day that we do not have this coordinator, it's affecting somebody's lives. I mean, these opiate companies came in here and they said this wasn't addictive, you know, and now here we sit, and I want to go on to the third thing about the funding. We've already got opiate, you know, somebody asked about what the amount was. We already got $705,167.43 that we don't know what to do with it. I think, and I don't want to speak for Judge Matika, but I think he was the one, and we've been going back and forth on what we can use the money for. And I feel this is one of the positions that I think that we could use. You know, we're sitting here and it's like they're telling us that if you don't start out on an opiate, can we use this money? And I think what I've learned from the courts and, you know, some of the other people, that opiates are in just about everything now. And we're going to be dictated on $400,000 a year or whatever we're getting to the opiate companies when we want to help people. So my opinion is it could go out of this, and I don't think everything out of this should go to the courts, because there's issues that we have up at the prison. At the prison, we're feeding, or we're giving people pills on a daily basis. There's other ways that we can save money. There's shots that they can have for a whole year that it's going to cut down our expenses. Every day that we don't do something, it's costing the taxpayers money. And the most important thing is, if we save one life, it's worth it. You know, but like, I just can't see this sitting on $705,000 and not being able to do something with it. I think, and maybe it's out of the realm, I feel this is an emergency. I'm okay with next week. I mean, I think it went where the job description should be. But I think sometimes we sit here and we're held hostage, and we're sitting here and, oh, we got unfunded mandates. And here we have money that we have, and we don't know what to do with it. I think it's time that we step up as the officials of the county and say, you know what? We can use this. We're interpreting this, and we could take the money out of this tomorrow if we wanted to. And if it's a mistake, then we replace that in the budget for next year. But this money, and I don't think they're going to take money, if this is incorporated that it's $80,000, I don't think, and we talk about they're coming back, they want to audit, and I'm sure if you do something wrong, they're going to have a case to audit us. But if we use it in our best interest of our people, and if they come out in a month from now and say, okay, you can't use it, then we correct it, and we corrected the problem. But I think sitting on this week after week is not what I wanted. I mean, I think sitting on it when I wanted it a single job, that's what that job was. I think it waited too long. Now we're gonna sit here and debate on where the money's coming from. We have the money right there, and that's my opinion. I mean, and there's two different opinions. I think the opinion on what we're getting and the opinion what Judge Matika says. And I'm siding towards him that what are we gonna do? Are we gonna sit here for another year until somebody comes out and says what we're gonna use the money for? I'm not willing to do that. I think it has to be done, and if it isn't today, I mean, I'm fine with next week, but we have to continue something here. And I didn't wanna, and that's what I wanted to say, Judge Surface. I mean, this is something, and I think we're all in agreement that we have to do something. And sitting here is not my cup of tea, you know, to do that.
I mean, it's not a matter of the, what we can do, or it's what we're allowed to do, and that's, we talked about it
But they're
last week.
telling us, they're not even telling us what
That's
we're
the
allowed to
problem.
do for
That's the
it.
problem.
So I'm
I
just
agree with that.
counteracting on, we're gonna use it until you determine what it's for.
So just procedurally, gentlemen, then.
Yes.
My recollection is, and you can correct me, Mrs. Garner, that was the motion made to amend the agenda?
We
To
have a
allow
motion
these
made.
motions. So there's a motion and a second on that, which the court's not entitled to vote on because it's just an amendment of the agenda. So that's
Yes.
for you gentlemen to vote on.
Okay.
So I think before we do anything further, there has to be some action taken on whether or not you'll permit the amendment to the agenda.
Spoken like a former We'll blame the solicitor and his interpretation, and, well,
We have a
Any
motion on
discussion?
the floor.
No, we have a point of order.
Point of order.
That,
Well,
again, that has
go back
to be
to the
ruled.
motion.
Yeah.
May I poll the board?
No, you may not. There's a point of order that this can't move forward because it violates the Sunshine Act.
well, here's my opinion on this. How many weeks have we been talking about this?
We don't
It's not like
violate,
it's-
we don't violate the law just for convenience.
Okay,
Well, obviously, the purpose of the Sunshine Act is to not just encourage, it mandates transparency, so, it discourages last-minute changes to the agenda, so that not only the participants, but the public can have advance notice and be prepared to review and discuss. I certainly wasn't prepared for this myself, but that's my understanding. But it's not up for me to decide whether something is or isn't de minimis, and or whether it is or isn't an emergency. But
did we or did we not do this previously that you voted for? I made a motion to do things.
What, make modifications to an agenda? If it was not, if it was de minimis, there is no problem.
Well, I'm
But this
saying
is not
were
de
all
minimis,
those
this
motions
is
that you
an
voted for.
$80,000 commitment of county funds. The public has a right to prepare for public comment. That's the entirety of the law and its creation by our legislative body. And it was unanimous, if I recall correctly. There's no question. This is not de minimis. Therefore, to act upon this would be in violation of the Sunshine Act. Law 101.
Okay, then I will make the motion to table this. How's that? Just to settle here, my comments will be the same comments I'm making next week. And my opinion is, I go back to it, this is an emergency. It is. And it might be an inconvenience, but I would invite you back next week to do the same thing, or, you know, and I think everybody sees where I feel about it.
I'll second that motion to continue the conversation.
And I appreciate the invitation, someone will be here, to address this next week. I don't know if there's anything more formal we need to do as far as adjourning this so that we do have a meeting next week, because I don't know if it's part of your regular schedule for
I
next
will
week.
recess the meeting and we'll have it on the agenda for next week.
If the polar board to table.
Very well, thank you, gentlemen.
May I poll the board on this last motion to table for 1 week?
Go ahead.
Mr. Severcek?
Yes.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes. Okay, so the second motion would automatically be on as well, so. Okay, any further business this week? If not, we'll recess till next week. At this time, I'll reconvene the meeting of the commissioners.
Next item is the personnel report for county departments.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The acknowledgements for courts and row offices.
Motion acknowledged.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Correspondence was received as listed. Copies will be made available to the press upon request. Boards and authorities, the Animal Shelter Advisory Commission. For acceptance, a resignation letter was received from Frank McNeco, submitting his resignation from the Carbon County Animal Shelter Advisory Commission, effective February 6, 2023.
Motion approved.
Second.
Or accept.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
MHDS Advisory Board for reappointment to the Developmental Services Advisory Board, 3-year term, April 1, 2023 to March 31, 2026. Susan Barradale, Albrightsville, Pennsylvania.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Children and Youth for approval and execution. Fiscal year 2022-2023, purchase of service agreements with Diversified Treatment Alternative Centers of Milton, Pennsylvania, Impact Project Incorporated of Emmaus, Pennsylvania, as per the attached rates.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
An invoice for approval and execution, the Children and Youth Services, fiscal year 2022-2023, first quarter Act 148 invoice report totaling $1,298,558.
Motion approved and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Communications 911 for approval and execution. A renewal maintenance agreement with Concertec Solutions Incorporated of Brossard, Canada for two future manipulation engine licenses for the Esri software for the term of April 1, 2023 through March 31, 2024 at a cost of $670 each for a total of $1,340.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Information Technology for approval and execution. 2-year renewal agreements with Blue Ridge Communications for bundled telephone and internet services for the senior centers, Lehighton, Panther Valley, and Palmerton. The contract cost increased due to an increase in realignment in internet speeds at a cost of $104.95 per month per center. The previous cost was $99.95 per month.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Parking for approval and execution. A proposal received for Bartosh Signs of Orwigsburg, Pennsylvania to purchase and install an LED electronic message center sign for the parking lot booth at a cost of $18,950.42, including a 5-year warranty on parts, free lifetime upgrades, cloud-based software, and unlimited training and support under CoStar's contract number 032-026.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Planning and Development for ratification. Revision number 4 to the CDBG CV funds, fiscal year 2020, contract number 75512, for reallocation of funds, moving $163,922.13 from Homeless Facilities Women's Shelter Family Promise to Homeless Facilities Emergency Women's Shelter Peaceful Nights.
Motion to ratify.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
The Solicitor's Report?
Thank you. Under Land Preservation and Conservation, seeking adoption and execution of resolution number 23-005, acknowledging Carbon County to issue one or more series of general obligation bonds to finance a project for the county, which consists of financing land preservation and conservation, including the expenses of issuing the bonds.
Motion adopted.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Nothing further.
Any further business? Hearing none, Commissioners' reports. Mr. Honor?
I think I used up my allotted time.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yeah, first and foremost, congratulations to former Lieutenant Hawk, now Captain Hawk, for his ascension to captain under the sheriff office, which I believe that was on our personnel report. I want to thank Palmerton for being the first in the county to come and present in person to the Board of Commissioners to give us a better understanding of the state of Palmerton. As we're getting ready to approach actual petition period, I was communicating with our election office to do a public service ad, and I know Carol is here today, and she's going to go ahead and talk a little bit about nomination petitions, nomination papers. But I'll also, again, let me say next week, I will follow up to reinforce many of the points I think that Carol is going to make today, because it is important that we get individuals involved in the political process running for office. So just want to say thank you, Carol, for being here, and we look forward to your comments here in a little bit. So.
Mr. Notstein?
Yeah, one of the things we did pass was this resolution for this bond, and was that put on the website yet about seeking people to serve on this committee? I don't think we have it yet, but we will be looking for people that have an interest in sitting on this board. We're not sure exactly how it's gonna be set up, whether it's gonna be 5, 7, 9 members or whatever. But we will be looking for people to put in an application to the commissioner's office here and explaining why they feel they would be an asset to be appointed to this position. We're trying to cover the different areas of the county and maybe different backgrounds, and we're looking for some equality and both sides of the fence, and people that will really be focused on the preservation and not radical or things like that. So yeah, I just wanted to put it out there that we are looking for people to serve in those boards, and we have several interested people already. We've already received at least one in writing, so I would encourage, if you have an interest, please submit your interest to the county commissioners. Okay, that's all I have. Meeting adjourned. Carol, would you join us?
Absolutely. Thank you. All right, good morning.
Thank you.
All right, the agenda for the election board meeting of February 9th, 2023. Approval of the minutes from the election board meeting held on January 12th, 2023.
Motion approved.
Second.
All right, Mr. Honor.
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich.
Yes.
Mr. Notstein.
Yes.
All right. Guests concerning election board business. Sorry.
Okay, yes, concerning election board? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on.
All right, approval of the polling place change for Palmerton Middle District 48 from Palmerton Borough Garage, 402 3rd Street, Palmerton, to Sokol Hall Club, 452 Lehigh Avenue in Palmerton.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Approve the polling place change for Palmerton West District 49 from Palmerton Borough Garage, 402 3rd Street, Palmerton, to Sokol Hall Club, 452 Lehigh Avenue, Palmerton.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes.
Certification of the political parties entitled to nominate candidates in the municipal primary to the Department of State. Political parties are Democratic and Republican.
Move to certify.
Second.
All right, Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mr. Notstein?
Yes. Any further business for the election board?
I have further business.
Very good. Nothing? Hearing none? Meeting adjourned.
Oh, I have further business.
She has, she has something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I have further business, thank you.
Go ahead.
Yes, election judges are needed in Kidder Township South at the Township Building on Lake Harmony Road and in Lower Toamency North at the Aquashikala Fire Company. We also need Election Day poll workers at the East Side polling place located in Golden Oaks Village in Whitehaven. If you're interested in serving on Election Day, it's a long day, but we really do value our judges and our poll workers. Please call the elections office at 570-325-4801. Also, there are 121 seats up for election in this municipal primary on May 16th. To date, we have received some requests for nomination petitions, but nowhere near the 121 seats that we are going to have, so that we can really make sure that our county government and the municipalities are being led by the right people and the people we vote for. I encourage everyone to come in and pick up a nomination petition at the elections office on 44 Susquehanna Street in Jim Thorpe, Monday through Friday, between 8:30 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. Thank you.
Carol, when do nomination papers become available for minor parties, non-affiliates?
That is a good question, and it is in March.
Yeah.
And I don't have the exact
Okay,
date.
8 March, I believe, is
8
what
March.
we were
Yep,
saying,
yep,
right? Okay,
yep.
all right, sorry about that.
That's fine.
Yeah, because you sent me the date, I think. So-
Well, we do have the list of
Yeah.
important dates is on
Yeah.
our website,
Yeah,
and it
that's
is
good.
posted, and we're certainly happy to share that with anyone who would like our important dates.
Good.
I want to reiterate or express the need for the poll workers. Even if those positions are filled, we get a lot of last minute people that maybe for health reasons or just decide for whatever reason they don't want to do it anymore. So between now and then, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more vacancies. So I would contact the election office now if you have an interest in serving. And now, I guess just the judge of election has to be from that precinct, correct?
At large, yes.
At large. yes.
Or
So,
we can appoint,
but
yeah.
there, it is allowable, or if you're willing to serve, you can, may have to serve in another municipality. So, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, now any other further business? Okay. Now we'll adjourn again officially. Didn't mean to rush you. Yeah, stay there.
Thank you.
Okay, Ryan, we're going first today.
Yeah, just about the changing of the money from the Family Promise to, the Peaceful Nights, the reasoning for that.
Yeah, I think there are some organizational challenges, intra-organizational challenges, right, within Family Promise. It didn't appear, there was no indication that the aspired to single woman homeless shelter would be realized in the amount of time required to expend the funds that are available. There's a much higher probability that this reallocation will help us achieve the goal of having that single woman homeless shelter. Yeah.
It's extremely unfortunately,
Yeah.
the Family Promise just couldn't pull it together
Yeah.
in time, and they having their struggles like a lot of other organizations in keeping people involved, and not like Palmerton, but other organizations just can't get the right people to the people or keep the people for one reason or another. So it's very unfortunate, and they've been working on that a long time. They've hit a lot of obstacles on the way with the building they had acquired, and zoning issues, et cetera. So, just unfortunate. Hate to see that happen, really do. Anything else? Kelly?
Hello. I did want to ask about Peaceful Nights, what happened, which Ryan already did.
Okay. Anything else?
Is the position of elections director
Now, yeah, I'd
Yes,
say as
it-
of
it's
yes.
open.
Probably next week we will have an appointment. We
At
had
this
to,
time, it is open.
set the salary today, it is still open.
Yeah.
We hope to fill that position next week.
Yeah, interviews are complete.
Yeah.
We're just finalizing, yeah.
And I think that's all I have for
Mhm.
today. Thank you.
Amy,
Good morning. Back to, the family promise thing. Does that 163,000, I know you guys gave 80,000 for the building sale. Does that affect anything for the building?
No, it's all good. They're
Okay,
good.
just wanted to know
Yeah.
about that one.
Yeah. This is the CDBG CV funds, right, which had a very limited time to utilize them.
Okay. With regards to the land preservation, is there a timeline for when you guys are looking for actually getting the bonds?
we didn't set a timeline. I would hope, within the next 2 weeks, if people are interested, that they would apply and, we'll look at the resumes and contact the people that applied before and like, Chris said, there were some very good ones before and to see if there's an interest there. Right now, we have a vacancy, but most likely at the end of the year, we may have another vacancy. Someone that's, talking about resigning. I don't even think did we get that officially yet or accepted? I don't think we did.
Amy, if I could add a little bit, so the motion you're referring to, right, simply allows us, should we wanna expend county money before we do the bond issue, we can reimburse the county general fund
Oh,
from the bond once it issued.
Right.
Because we have some potential properties that we might wanna consider prior to all the establishment formalities. And therefore, this resolution pretty much sets us up to utilize county funds such as, we have economic development funds, we have parking funds, and things like that that are available to utilize should we have to make a purchase short-term before actually doing the bond issue.
We'll be doing some other resolutions in that
Yeah,
near
exactly,
future
associated
as
with
we
that.
move on with this to
Yeah.
Allow us to do that.
Yeah.
And then with regards to the salary board, last week, I know when you were setting the elections director position, you had gone higher and then lower. Now why, it's just because of the candidate that you have that you're hoping to hire for next week, that you went higher again?
Well, I think the plain and simple answer is we didn't know what we were getting at the time. And after the interviews, we had to go back to, the salary, we had to back up on it because the, person did not move up. So then that, created an issue, so we had to basically negotiate maybe or come up with a starting salary comfortable to maybe the person, let's put it that way, with the person taking the position, what the person was willing to accept as well.
And again, it is now we have to go and offer the position, at this rate. So, things are still up in the air.
And the other issue is, no matter who we selected, we certainly want to give those people, that person, the opportunity to give their current employer proper notice, which most are 2 weeks. It's been the standard, I think, most of the time. Sometimes they are longer, but all the applicants requested 2 weeks to notify their prospective or their current employer.
Thank you, that's all I have then.
Okay, you know.
Don't leave.
Uh-oh, I know what, yeah.